Well, we're heading off on a short little hike, about half a mile, on the Pioneer Names Trail. And we're just doing this as a little historical hike, a little exercise, and just to see the sights. No photography on this one, but we'll tell you a little bit more about this trail as we get down closer to the rock walls.
The trail is flat, although a little bit sandy, but there are lots of interesting things to look at along the way.
Well, the sandstone is very susceptible to erosion, so our trail here is mostly very fine sand, which has eroded off these red sandstone walls. There's also quite a bit of lichen on the north faces of these walls and mosses because they're protected from the direct sun, and they also get more moisture on this side because the sun doesn't dry out these areas quite so quickly. These canyon walls, as well as having lots of lichen on them, also have this black finish that you can see here. And this is called desert varnish. It's created when bacteria grow on the surface of these rocks, and they find their nourishment from the minerals and water that's in the sandstone.
Corinne and I love to travel, and one of the things that we always like to carry with us is some form of camera. We have quite a few little point-and-shoot cameras that we've collected over the years because they gave us pretty decent photographs. In the last couple years, Corinne and I have really settled on using our iPhones as our kind of walking around camera, and it delivers a pretty good photograph, and it has the ability to do video and things of that sort. However, we find that the range for the cameras can be a little bit limiting, and we've solved that by purchasing a few of these moment lenses. This lens here happens to be a 58mm lens, and for all intent and purposes, this beautiful little lens goes on the camera in a little holder, just like that. And very easy, it's not going to fall off. There are other versions that clip on that will fall off, and we didn't like those. So this is on there nice and solid, and it turns my my camera lens into, or my phone's camera into a bit of a telephoto lens, and it gives me a little bit more scope to use while we're walking around and taking various photographs. So this is something for you to consider. Instead of buying sort of that extra small camera, just actually a few of these small little moment lenses, and they're really not very expensive, and we'll put a link to them down below, can really take your iPhone or your smart camera or your smartphone camera into really a new level for travel photography.
So near the preferred rock climbing area, we found the Pioneer Names. Some people in the early 1880s and 90s were up here and put their names on the walls using axle grease. Now, these days we prefer people not to graffiti the rocks, but this is an interesting historical feature that other people can enjoy and relate to how early this area was settled, and just maybe get a sense of what it was like in the early days driving up in a cart or riding horses.
And after having a look at from the bottom, Corinne decided to climb up to have a closer look at the names. Well, after Corinne came down, it was time for us to head back to Red Rover and on to new adventures. If you enjoyed this video, we sure hope you'll give us a thumbs up. If you would like to see more videos, please subscribe. And as always, if you'd like to keep track of when we release videos, hit that little bell button. And as always, if you have any comments, thoughts, or ideas, please don't hesitate to put them in the section below. Until next week, bye for now. And here are a few photographs that we took along the Pioneer Trail. We hope you enjoy them.